going on. And welcome back. Of course, this is K24 This Morning. Still going through the dailies right here. And as always, we like your feedback at K24 TV. SMS us and we look at that. But also, we need feedback on how the roads are looking. We'd like to know where you are, because we told you about how the state was at 6:05. Things change within an hour, clearly. So we want to know where you are, how it's looking wherever you're driving, any accidents or incidents. Please send us a tweet pic at K24 TV. We have Shiko to tell us which roads are A-OK and which ones you need to think twice before using.
You know, it's so interesting you actually say that, Jeff, that things can actually change within the hour. We were just looking at Gitanga Road and actually looking how Lavington is looking. James Gishuru, bumper to bumper, and all this changing in a matter of minutes. Look at this, the red line indicating, of course, James Gishuru back to back all the way to Wayaki Way. And if you want to see a closer look, well, look at that. There you go. And of course, it actually starts from Lavington Mudangari Police Station, coming all the way to Wayaki Way. And so here we are at this ABC junction. Of course, would be expected because we do have this new road that actually sits smack between the barracks and between Kari. And so, of course, as would be expected, we've got traffic coming down Wayaki Way, traffic coming through James Gishuru, all meeting at this particular section. And so, of course, we do expect a bit of traffic. So please do exercise a little bit of patience as you approach this particular junction. Let me zoom out slightly so that we can actually back it up and even go as far as Kangemi is, just to see what things are looking like. We do know, of course, there is the road expansion currently underway. And so you might want to actually keep in mind about the diversions and, of course, the excavations currently there. But as you can see from the Kangemi Bridge, it does open up. Things are actually looking good. Apart from when you actually approach that particular junction, ABC, you do need to exercise a little bit of patience. But from there, it does actually open up all the way down Wayaki Way, Lions Place, and all the way to Museum. You can actually see traffic begins to pick up as you approach the CBD, but nothing major to report. Of course, if you do have any diversions or at least an alternative route that you can use, we highly suggest that you do so that you can avoid the snarl up around the St. Mark's Junction. But from there, all is well. Museum, at this particular time, looking good. And of course, thinking about Thika Road at this particular time, it's actually looking okay as far as we can see. But you know what, as always, Pangani area, always an area to take a look at every single morning, because traffic also begins to pile up as the traffic tries to divert down into Gara and of course down into Westlands. But nothing major to report at this particular time. As you can see, the deep red indicating that traffic is bumper to bumper. Thika Road, of course, if you do want to make your way into the CBD, it's always a good idea to start leaving early, because this is what you will be facing once you actually get past the Muthaiga roundabout. But speaking about Thika Road, all is well at some major spots. Also another area to actually look out for because of the construction currently underway. But so far, so good. Nothing major to report. I'm actually also looking at Homeland particularly. Also, you can see traffic has begun to pick up around that particular area, but so far, so good. Okay, there you have it. We do have that coming your way as our satellite feed concerning our major roads, but we are going to ask you to continue to send in your feedback and even let us know what things are looking at your area at this time. And of course, at K24 TV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Send us a tweet pic and we'll be happy to share it right here on our Traffic Watch. Jeff?
Tweets coming in, as you said, at K24 TV. Still going on with the news review right here. If you are watching the news yesterday, you did see the arrest of Kiharu MP Ndindi Nyoro. Lots of questions asked as to what is going on, why was it carried out in such a manner, and that's why we want to start our review at this particular point in time. We had that on file as well. Take a look. Of course, these are images from the arrest that took place last night. And Honorable Maora had brought up the fact that he couldn't understand as to why you'd need all of these police officers to arrest one man. He wasn't armed. He wasn't in a position where he was going to, endanger the people around him. But you look at all of these police officers going in, and you'd think that there was a gang on the other side, fully armed and dangerous. The front page of the Star talking about the fact that MPs accusing state of crucifying them for backing Ruto. Honorable Maora, is that why we are seeing all of that heavy police presence there?
Yes, yes, because there were 60 of them against one man. And you know what? If Commander was not arrested, then it lends credit to that headline. Wambugu Ngujiri did a similar event in Nyeri. He disrupted Mwangi Kiunjuri's function. He also went ahead and disrupted another function where the Imnua Mama. I mean, and he was not arrested.
Right.
He is the son of a pastor, and I like him very much. But then I'm just wondering, why? What is this that we are fighting for?
In Jubilee, what are you fighting
What
against?
is this? I mean, these are people who campaign together. They used the photo of Uhuru and Ruto
On their posters.
on their posters to get votes. And it is Kikuyu backyard. And let me tell you something. From central Kenya, we are the net losers. We continue this way. You split the mountain, people get the through pass.
Right.
We get united, we also have a share at the table. If this continues, it will sweep so many people away. And I don't think those who think that they are wielding power, the technocrats in government, who seem to have a lot of disdain for politicians, let them know that the politicians have a connection with the ground. And there's a reason why they were elected. There is a reason why when they stand on the podium, people listen to them. Right. They may be swept away in the next election, but right now, they have the support of the people. And now they have made Ndindi Nyoro to be very popular.
The county commissioner was saying that they aren't done with the arrests, so probably, who knows, maybe today we might see Minor Commander being...
No, I mean, why did they take him to Kambukunji, then release him on a free bond to appear in court on Monday at 8:30?
Right.
I mean, what is it? What was that all about? Museveni said once, and I don't know why he keeps on, eating his own words, that when you start attacking people who are innocent, you make them martyrs. You make them heroes. The same way he's made Bobby Wine to be a hero. The same way he made Kizza Besigye. Now, Ndindi Nyoro is very popular. In fact, politically, every politician would want them to come. During the colonialism, when the colonialists wanted to kill people, people are offering themselves to go to the guillotine. And it became now unreasonable because everybody wanted to die for a worthy cause. This is what we are going to end up in. And let me tell you, this is going to be a class war. It's also about a generational war. And it's going to be defined this way because you can control the apparatus of the state, but you cannot control the hearts of the people.
Let me have Baraza come in on this because he has gone so far as to suing Matiang'i when his firearm was withdrawn earlier this year, wasn't it? So you've probably seen this force of the state in one shape or form. At the time, it was because you said the persecution of being Tanga-Tanga. What's this thing the state wants to stop from Tanga-Tanga?
I think even before I come to that, the amount of state resources that had been used to arrest Ndindi Nyoro is enormous. Yesterday, I did not sleep. We kept to wait with the Murkomen and the Sudi and the other members of parliament waiting for Ndindi Nyoro at Kamkunji. Our intelligence told us that they even left, the police left Muranga in 3 different groups, going in different directions with the heavy cars and the heavy police machinery around themselves. It was not very necessary because taking someone to court is not a punishment. It is just an opportunity for the court to pronounce itself on who is wrong and charge a person. So it's not necessarily a punishment. Now, I'll tell you this. Kibaki surrounded himself with the politicians during that time. All members of his cabinet were members of parliament. You saw the way the economy grew. And I want to remind Kenyans who have been crucifying politicians that they are to blame for this country. The executive of this country, led by His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, is not made up of members of politicians. It's made up of technocrats who are completely detached from what is happening on the ground. And for the first time, I want to agree that the politicians have a sense of understanding what the people want, and they will always want to craft the policies and the laws to suit what the common mwananchi wants.
Okay, Honorable Baraza, let me just come back to that particular question, because very many people are wondering, this Tanga outfit, because we've had Kandara MP Alice Wahome talking about the fact that she was threatened by Interior PS at the time, Karanja Kibisho. She has messages from him. Ndindi Nyoro talking about the fact that he's, being in Tanga is what's bringing these woes. You have also said when your firearm was withdrawn, it's because of being Tanga, that you're really under, the thumb of the state. What is the state fearing from Tanga? Why are you getting this reaction from the state, that pushback?
That is completely very true, that the people who are in a group called Tanga are being targeted. I say so because Honorable Wambungu Gujiri has been seen publicly mobilizing Mungiki against the CS Kiujuri, mobilizing Mungiki against the Inua Mama function in Nyeri town, and the guy is moving free.
That it was actually Mungiki?
Of course, you saw the people. I mean, how can people come in a function presided over a government minister? How can people have the guts to come and
being a heckler isn't necessarily being Mungiki as well.
Of course, you see in central Kenya, any rowdy youths, I saw those people and they put the description of Mungiki. And even from the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah has been on record saying this for very many times, meaning he knows that they are trying to revive Mungiki. Even the county commissioner, he said on national television that we have a group of people who are trying to revive Mungiki. And such people are walking free here. They have not been arrested. You saw what the former Moro MP Kuna said. Those were completely derogatory statements against. He was beating the drums of war, but he's really moving free of charge. So what we are simply saying, we have some people in this government who do not want William Ruto to succeed His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. And they are determined to do anything to stop the DP from ascending to power. And this includes intimidating some of us who are seen to be championing the interest of the Deputy President. And I want to tell them that we are not with the DP because he has asked us to do so, but we are with the DP because the majority of our supporters are with the DP, and we are elected to represent our people, and we will continue being with the DP. They should prepare themselves to die of a heart attack if I think championing this interest.
Very quickly before I bring in Joy, yes, Honorable Moro.
Let's even be the devil's advocate here before Joy comes in. Let's even say what Didmas is saying is true, that people want to stop William Ruto. But is this the way to do it?
Does it
exactly. Does it actually attract more sympathy or condemnation?
Okay.
And when we continue this way, where now you feel so threatened to the point that you become violent, is this not the way that this country will go back to the edge of the precipice? And even regions heretofore that were known to be peaceful will be the ones on the streets. And why am I saying so? I don't quite agree with Didmas when he says that the youth who are mobilized are Mungiki. That one I don't want. I simply want to say these are young people from central Kenya who are disillusioned, who are unemployed, and who need an opportunity for a living, and can easily be hired when they are told to go and mobilize because and attack, because that is what they can eat, it's hand from to mouth. And it is very bad for us as leaders to take advantage of the unemployment of our people to advance our political cause. I would want to believe that there is still room for dialogue. I would really want to believe that Jubilee can sit down, that the president can call, his members of parliament, they are loyal to him. He is a de facto leader of Mount Kenya region. Do not forget that. He is a de facto leader. He is the one leader we listen to. And he should not allow the technocrats to misuse the opportunity of leadership, because we have also seen when people are given an opportunity, they are also getting as equally corrupt, if not worse. They are not any better.
Okay.
They have been given the powers. They are now occupying state. They are now usurping the powers of the presidency, and they are misusing it to misdirect the presidency.
Joy, just 1 second. Just 1 second, because Joy hasn't given her input on this.
Just before she comes in,
because of time,
what I want to say, collaboration with what Isaac is saying. I'm just saying, because Kenya is becoming a police state, I just want your assurance that when we live here, there are no police waiting for us.
I can assure you that. And if it does happen, we have lawyers in the building as well. So it will be sorted out. Joy, let me bring in on this, because we have the politicians talking about how what is happening from a political fissure is now getting into state. You have heard that we have a deputy president who might be running in 2022. We have people who are backing him. And this is what we are seeing. State resources being used for 2022 elections, so it seems, with the political narrative going on, you're paying taxes for our politicians, you're paying taxes for the 60 officers who are there. Is your taxes getting the best use right now? Or will you wait for 2022 for your promises?
Of course not. And one of the things that I find very perplexing is that the politicians create a narrative, they push a narrative, and they want the rest of us to get on program with their narrative, even when it makes no sense at all. And this is one of those situations. This Tanga and Kieleweke, whose creations are they? We were just people who are sitting there thinking we've got ODM on one side as a minority party and we've got Jubilee on the other side as a majority party. Until somebody comes one day and says, you know what, we will make sure that DP Ruto never becomes president. And therein things were born. That we had no idea about that were even existing. So the Mwananchi has been sort of drawn into something that they're wondering, wait, what is going on?
Right.
No one is assured of life until 2022. That is something that God himself knows. Nobody is assured of health until 2022. That is something, I mean, poor Duncan dies at 3 years old. You never know what the future holds. For you to start expending so much energy now because you want to stop something that is going to happen in the future is an exercise not only in futility but in stupidity, because, again, in a democracy, anything can happen.
Right.
However, the thing that now makes me get afraid is that when you see such machinations happening, it lets you know, I think we were alluding to this during the break, maybe they're machinations, maybe there are people who are behind the scenes working on this, maybe there are people who, they're not even in power, but they wield power. Because sometimes when I look at what's going on in Jubilee, of scoring own goals, it's ridiculous. You look at it, you're like, what is the adventure? The question you asked, even if you want to achieve this goal, is this how to do it?
Right.
Because what you do, you end up building people's political stature. You end up building people's political profile. Even if somebody was not looked at as a contender, now suddenly they're like, oh, you mean they can employ 60 people to come and arrest you? You must be a somebody.
Okay, of course, and we have your feedback coming in as well. I want you to react to the tweets that are coming in on this particular issue. We have a movie on that as well. It's all about the arrest that happened yesterday. Played out, of course, in the full glare of the media, and we saw how that operation was carried out. K24 TV, so you're SMSing us on this particular discussion. Movie, lots of tweets coming in on this issue.
Yes. And I like what Madam Joy has said, that you must be a somebody. So let's find out what people are saying about this somebody. Christine Kinyanji is saying, all those officers arresting one individual surely misplaced priorities, just exactly what she has said. So does it mean that he's a somebody? Maybe. Rehab, you're saying that here I was thinking that people had sobered up and had stopped fighting for Bwenyenyes. Walala. Okay. Interesting name there. Mwendwa Muya is saying, wow, Muranga residents seem really angry about their MP. I hope he's worth fighting the police over. I hope he's given out bursaries, built hospitals, schools, roads, provided water and waste services. A good question there. I went to university actually with Ndindi, and from what I understand, he's a good guy. Judy Mora, you're saying, why did the police have to arrest him at night? If at all he is wrong, let the police do their job and arraign him in court. Probably Mheshimiwa Barata, you can tell us, mbona mnakujianga usiku nyinyi? Is it because that's the time you're available, ama kuna kitu? Yeah. Steve Mugara, you're saying, why are we politicking at this time? I don't support whatever is happening in Muranga. Then we also have John Omwanch, you're saying, the common Mwananchi will be the one to suffer with whatever is happening in Muranga. We should have learnt about these politicians and act better. And then the last one from Susan Ruth, you're saying, if at all Ndindi is not guilty, let due process be followed. I don't see the need for all these protests and shenanigans. All right. I guess as far as the feedback is concerned, tutasimamia hapo. And let, first of all, Mheshimiwa Barata, tuambie, mbona mnakujianga usiku?
Because those who want to arrest us, it's not that they want to arrest us to take us to court. They just want to embarrass us and coerce us into believing into believing in some causes which are completely unpopular amongst the Kenyan people.
That's why you released at 8 a.m.
Absolutely.
But also a very pertinent question that was asked there, Honorable Baraza, I'll bring it in as well, because the questions that have been asked and the narrative that we're talking about isn't even in terms of what has this MP delivered for his people who put him in office. We're talking about this allegiance he has to the president who will come in 2022. What is the electorate's discussion on this particular issue?
Yeah, of course, you see, for the people to come out to defend you, you must be someone of value to them in terms of your role as a member of parliament. But really, we see things happening here. I want to agree with some people who have been saying that why would you want to arrest a governor or a senator or an MP? Because this is a person that will not go anywhere. This is a fella, you tell him, present yourself in court tomorrow at 8 a.m. If it's Isaac Maura, by 8 a.m. you'll be in court. Because I will go where? The only people that you can arrest are fellas who are flight risk, maybe somebody who has no serious business in the country, somebody who can disappear and you don't know where he is, but a member of parliament, a governor, a CS, why will you arrest that person?
So it's out to have it played in
It's
the
out
public gallery.
to intimidate these people. It's completely not acceptable. It is high time the security apparatus understand that taking someone to court is not a punishment. It's the beginning of a judicial process to arbitrate and really determine that this the person who is on the wrong, this person was not is not guilty. I mean, that is it.
No, but it depends. If you're under strict instructions to effect arrest as a police officer, I remember the times people would brought my courtroom and I would ask the officers, I mean, why is this even before me? Like, tuliambiwa tushike tulete tu, wefanya vile unataka na ye. Sometimes the police officers are also helpless because they've been told you must effect this arrest. So they just do, I arrested him. Yes, I arrested him, there he is. Because some of these things, like Honorable Mora said, if, for example, charges are free, you've caused a disturbance in public, there must be two players. If you arrest only one, the charge fails because you must have an antagonist and a protagonist, unless the charge is you walked in the streets waving your hands in the air by yourself, in which case that's something else.
Right.
So some of these things, you can see them at the face of it. It is set up to fail. And then what you have at the end of the day is, like I was saying, it's a show that actually has an opposite effect of what you're trying to do. I wish politicians would pipe down. I wish deep state or whoever is in control of all this, just, you know, go back to the drawing board. Okay. This isn't working. It's not working.
A very heated issue, this one, and of course, very quickly as we get to our closing remarks.
Thank you. And just to agree with what Joy is saying, and Didmas, that if it was a question of a court, then the court of public opinion just shows. Mbuvi has just read to us. The people are with Delhi. So who has been left with an egg? And you know, this deep state, every time it is 10-0. They are always, you know, they are always misfiring. I mean, then they must also go back to the drawing board. If I were them today, I would drop Kieleweke and Commander's team like a hot potato. You know, I would say now, I think I need to call some people of reason, because they know people who are reasonable. You know, somebody was even telling me, when the president went to Coast, he would have gone with some few members of parliament from Jubilee. Because that is a NASA stronghold, at least heretofore. Okay. So that then, you know, we are seeing to be, you know, bringing the handshake close and whatever. But because there are people who call us the technical, they call us the political, you know, they don't have any respect for us.
Okay, now let's actually show there, because we have Ndindi Nyoro's lawyer online, Senator Kangata, as well. Morning, Senator.
Fine.
How are you this morning?
Fine.
Of course, your client has been released on free bail right there. As far as the case is concerned, free bond is concerned, as far as this case is concerned, what are the merits as far as you're concerned? Because we are saying we have a scenario where whatever happened in this church had two people. It takes two to tango. So what's the case being put forward as far as the state is concerned in terms of your client's arrest?
Be notified that we have breaking news. All charges against Ndindi have been dropped. We have been able to use our legal acumen to convince the state that my client does not have anything that he can be taken to court and get a conviction. And as a result of that, my friend Ndindi Nyoro is not going to be arraigned in court.
Okay. I mean, it almost seems like an open and shut case right there, gentlemen and lady on this one. It was never open in the first place.
Open to begin with. I mean, you know, and right now I'm getting annoyed.
It's really terrible, because by the end of the day, who is looking bad now? What was that hula balloon? Right. You know, and let me just say clearly, Karanja Kibisho and your people, please engage. Listen to the ground. If you want to stop William Ruto from becoming president, you must ask yourself whether really this is a task you want to undertake. You must ask yourself, just like Barack Obama told Donald Trump during their presidential debate, the wars are no longer about horses and bayonets. I mean, be a bit more tactful. Because also for us, and I think Buvi said they were together in the university with
Ndindi.
I mean, I was their senior. I was actually their student leader. I mean, we connect with people we know. They are a reflection of us. They look like us. The youth are with him. You know? So by the end of the day, if you have had to take somebody all the way from Murang'a, the town was rioting, you take him to Kamukunji, only in the morning for Senator Kangata to tell us that all the charges were being dropped.
Okay.
I just have my
last 10
seconds.
seconds. Because
10 seconds.
Up. It's over.
We shouldn't take things for granted. We should not sweep everything under the carpet. The police who gave the orders for Ndindi to be arrested, they have wasted government resources, public resources. They should not go unpunished. We have a clear procedure on how and when to arrest a person after charges had been confirmed by the DPP.
And we shall leave it at that.
So those people must be brought to books to pay for what we have lost as a country.
Thank you so much. Of course, this is K24 this morning's News Super Review. Very heated, and of course, a very welcome call from Ndindi Nyoro's lawyer, Senator Kangata, just giving us the fact that as of now, all charges have been dropped after the scenes that you saw last night. Kiharu MP is indeed a free man with no charges against him right there. I thank my panel for coming in. Didmas Baraza, Kimilili MP, Honorable Senator Isaac Maura, thank you for your time. And Joy Mdivo, East Africa Center for Law and Justice. Thank you so much for your time. I can see you shaking your heads after the charges have been dropped. Really? That's a discussion that continues offline. We'll take a short break and we're back on the other side as we get interactive.